So, you want to have this golden icon, but not only that, you also want a perfect score. Now, different than the other guys before, it's a bit more strict here. You don't have as much flexibility on this difficulty with aiming for a perfect score. You have to beat the scenario within or around 365 days. And the cure progression can't be above 30% in the end. Also, you need some genes for that. Without it, it's simply not doable. And the strategy is basically still the same. We try to reach more and more countries while infecting more and more people. So the evolve order is based on the time in which we reach those regions. So we start with symptoms that benefit from a hot region, then we spread using Air 1 and 2 since it's Saudi Arabia and this provides a lot of airports. Then we evolve water and cold, for example, around the time we reach Europe so that our bacteria doesn't lose its momentum, and so on. You get the concept. Now, this is the exact order in which you have to evolve your symptoms. I will get into more details and why it works just in a minute in the practice part. Now, to the topic I tried to avoid in all the guides before, genes. In this one, we really need genes. It won't work without it. So we start off with the ADP booster. This will give you a head start, since otherwise it just takes too long at the beginning. Slows down the cure, and since the cure progression is the main counterplay to perfect score, yeah, we take that. Saudi Arabia has a lot of airports, yeah, but the main problem we have is Greenland. If you don't get Greenland infected in time, it's game over. That's why we choose Aquaside, to make that happen as quick as possible. Herbophile. It benefits you in so many northern regions, which again is key to get Greenland infected, so that's also a must. Symptostasis. Since we evolve tons of symptoms, not having them increase in cost is just a must. If you don't have all those genes unlocked yet, just watch that video in which I'll show you how to unlock every gene. Right, now into practice. The sound is completely off, don't worry about it. I forgot that Spotify was still playing in the background, so yeah. Sorry about that. Alright, as always, we start in Saudi Arabia and get Air 1 instantly. Then we hope that we get DNA ports frequently and especially fast to evolve the symptoms, because here we start our steep curve of infection. A quick tip here. I know the DNA points by heart by now, but if you don't know them yet, always click on the next symptom when you evolve one and see how many points you need for that. This way you don't hop into the menu that often. Then just follow the order provided on the screen, and especially at the start we just try to get the infection going. So you won't see much spreading across countries, which should start with Air 2. So at the beginning it can be a bit stale, don't worry about it, it's completely normal. It happens, depending on the playthrough, because luck is a thing if you want to go for a perfect score, that's just the way it is. So here we wait for enough DNA points to get Air 2. And yeah, I know it can be boring, I know it can be frustrating, you just have to keep waiting and hope that the infection eventually spreads. Because when you get Air 2, you'll make up for it. Just, yeah, see you in a sec, yeah, exactly. Now we start to spread across countries and continents. So it's time to get Drug Resistance 1, Cold 1 and Cold 2. This way we will get a better grasp in Europe, because that's the key point here, we need to get Greenland infected. If something goes wrong, it's always with this Greenland, man, it's so annoying. So that's why this guide tries to spread across Europe pretty early. Then we get some more symptoms, that's also to boost the infectivity. You don't want to boost the infectivity too early, because that can lead to the cure starting earlier and the cure priority being higher than you want it to be. You want to get to Europe and then we increase the infectivity, especially with Skin Lesion that we just evolved, and you can see what happens. Then Water 2 and Extreme Biorehearsal. That's just to get to Greenland. Again, we got the grasp in Europe and now we try to make the jump from Sweden or whatever to Greenland. That's why we do this. That's also why we evolved those symptoms right here. Because this is one that is especially in cold areas, and with diarrhea we get the oops combination, whatever. And again, drug resistance 2. And here, Necrosis evolved on its own. I devolved it so I can really show you a guide that isn't based on luck, or as much as I can provide a guide that is not based on luck, because luck is always a component. But I devolved a godlike something here just to show you that it's possible even if you don't get that. Then of course Coma and Tartan Ogre Failure. That slows down the cure and gets our killing going. Since Greenland is infected, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Then it's time to slow down the cure even more using Insanity. And that's basically it. After that, choose a few symptoms to boost the infectivity even more. You can buy the genetic hardening as added in this guide. Just make sure you have enough DNA points at the beginning. I lost one round because I didn't have enough DNA points to get the last genetic hardening, and I lost the perfect score by around 1000 points, which is so annoying, but just make sure you have enough DNA points at the end. And that's basically it. Get genetic hardening 1, 2 and 3 at the end to crush the cure progression as good as we can, and there you go. You just beat Mega Brutal with a perfect score, 5 stars, in this case 150,000 points. It won't be always that good, but you should get around 100,000 points with every playthrough with this method. Alright, and that's the Bacterial Mega Brutal. I really struggle to find a method that works all the time, or at least almost, with not too much luck involved. The Mega Brutal with a perfect score is a real pain in the ass, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the others that are coming soon. If you enjoyed it, show some love by liking the video, and if you like this type of video in general, there are tons more of those on the channel, so subscribe, and if you struggle with something, just tell me in the comment section below. I'm always happy to help. See you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.